Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on June 3rd, and we have a lot of unusual and long words today. So if you don't know the meanings, which I didn't for a lot of these, you'll have to look them up, and it could be helpful practice for looking for primary stress and secondary stress. So when a word has four or more syllables, the primary stress, and this is very tiny, I hope you can see this little tiny mark that's at the top of the K. That is telling you that the syllable that follows that little mark is the primary stress. So it will be higher in pitch and longer in duration. You'll stretch that vowel co. Co will be stretched longer and higher. And the secondary stress will have this tiny little mark near the bottom of the syllable that follows tem. So in this case, tem is longer but not higher because English can't be too jumpy. So instead of metempsychosis, it's da 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 da, it's metempsychosis. You'll notice the vowel tem because it's longer and easier to hear, but it won't be higher. Metem, it's metem, metem, metempsychosis, metempsychosis, metempsychosis. So I underlined it here. I didn't do it on all of them, but that's what's happening. Metempsychosis. Consequence, just three syllables. The first one is stress, primary stress, so it's higher and longer. Consequence. I made it plural over here, so I guess I'm thinking plural in my mind, but singular consequence and plural consequences with a Z. There are consequences to your actions. Transmigration. Transmigration. Remember, anything that ends with shun, most likely the syllable before will be stressed, and that's true in this word and this word. Accumulation. Accumulation. Ethereal. Ethereal. It's not very often that the two vowels next to each other are in separate syllables, but we hear these separately. Eel. Ethereal. Sinuses, the plural. Sinuses. The singular would be sinus. And this is a name, and it can be spelled with an E or an A, maybe some other ways, but it sounds the same. And I just spelled this the way that you would spell thin. So the vowel is E, stressed E thin. E thin. Most Americans pronounce this with stress on the ku, charcuterie, but the more correct way would be charcuterie, charcuterie. But it doesn't matter. The waitress or waiter will understand you either way. Charcuterie board or charcuterie board. Colloquialisms. That's a lot of syllables. Colloquialisms. Colloquialisms. Demagogue. Hold that final g. Just put your tongue in the g position. Demagogue. Fatuous. Fatuous. Righteousness. Righteousness. Divination. Divination. Unknown. I made this in little because if I just put N-O-N, it would maybe make you think of non, but I want you to think of just no, because there's a lot of extra silent letters here, like the K and the W, and we really just need unknown. Unknown. Seeking. Seeking. Tradition. Tradition. I didn't know this one either. Grandiloquent. 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 Mauve. This is like hot. Mauve. And this looks weird, but keep in mind that the CHR combination is going to be a KR. It's usually at the beginning of words, so this is unusual for me to see it not at the beginning, but it's the cr. Pulchritudinous. 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 That was new to me. So is this one. Truculent, truculent. Vicissitudes, vicissitudes. Itinerary, itinerary. Ingenious, ingenious. Epical, epical. Systematic, systematic. This you can say with 3 syllables. Prevalence, prevalence. Or 2 syllables. Prevalence, prevalence. Minstrel, minstrel. Veterinarian, veterinarian. Or the more common short way, vet. And hold that final T, vet. Proverbial, proverbial. Persuasive, persuasive. Dislikes, dislikes. Characterization, characterization. Lots of syllables. So there were a lot of syllables, not too many unusual combinations or sound changes, so that's good. But keep in mind when the word gets over 4 syllables, you'll have the primary stress and the secondary stress. So it's good practice for that. And I learned some new words as usual almost every time, but this time a lot of new ones. I won't be here next week, but I'll be back on the 17th for pronunciation and the 18th for intonation. Thanks and have a good day.